Welcome everyone to the Willard Neighborhood Association meeting. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see. So I'll just do a quick roll call to see who's here. So I'm the president of the Willard Neighborhood Association and a 20-year resident of Santa Ana. And joining us today is Corporal Kirkpatrick. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
We'll hear a little bit of an update on safety and things that we should be aware of here in our community. And then joining us as well is Bianca Marchese. She's, are you on the line, Bianca? Can you hear us?
I'm here. I apologize for the noise in the background. Bianca Marchese, VP of the Willard Association. Grew up in Artesia Pilar, live in the Willard neighborhood now, but attended Willard as a child. So thank you.
Great. And it looks like Fabi is on the line as well. Fabi is also one of our board members, and so thank you for joining in. She might have her mic off. I'll go ahead and share my screen now. Oh, we see you, Fabi, but we can't hear you for some reason. Hello.
I was on mute. Hi guys, everybody.
Hello. Thanks for joining, Fabi. Alyssa, if you can allow me to share my screen with my other profile.
Okay. Yeah, I made you co-host.
Thank you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes. Yeah, we can.
Yep, we can hear it, or we can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
I can see mine too.
Okay, great. Does that still work if I change to the full screen?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Well, thank you, and please excuse the technical difficulties. I am super excited to announce that we are considering moving our June meeting to an in-person meeting. So as soon as we finalize those details, we will share that out. But first wanted to pause and give a quick congratulations to all the moms out there, and wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day. Tomorrow is a lot of people of Mexican descent celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow. It's a big day. It's always lands on May 10th. So if you hear mariachi playing locally in the neighborhood early morning, that's because somebody's getting a serenata early morning. So don't call Santa Ana PD complaining about the music, because it's a very common thing. So congratulations to all the moms and happy Mother's Day to everyone.
We'll take that into consideration.
Yes.
I didn't know about that either. That's good to know.
Yes. Yeah. Good to know, in case you heard mariachi early on. That day, and December 12th is also a big day. It's Day of the Virgin Mary, and they'll do music all night long for the Virgin Mary locally here in the neighborhood. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Just a few housekeeping notes. Alyssa, do you mind taking us through these?
Yeah. Welcome everyone. So there are a couple of ways to participate in tonight's meeting. If you have any comments or questions, use the raise your hand tool, and then we'll go through them tonight and call on you. And then you can also type your question or comment in the comment box or the Q&A box. And if anyone is dialing in, you dial *9 to raise your hand and dial *6 to unmute yourself. And we also have Spanish interpretation available. Si alguien necesita interpretación en español, sí está disponible esta noche. Nomás háganos saber, levante la mano y podemos tener la interpretación. Thank you.
Thank you. So we always start off our meeting just with reminding everyone of our mission. And certainly as we round out the year coming up, we will look to see if this needs to be updated, but it really does guide us in our activities. So the Willard Neighborhood Association's goal is to make our neighborhood better through safety, beautification, and community activities. And it takes a village, as they say. So we have lots of opportunity for anybody that wants to volunteer or participate or even join us, whether it be a one-time event or if you'd like to be a part of some of our organizing activities and committees, please reach out and stay connected through each of our social media outlets here. Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and introduce Corporal Kirkpatrick. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Good evening, ladies. I've been in the profession of law enforcement for about 25 years. I've been here with the city of Santa Ana for 21. It's a great community to work for. The town is always very appreciative of us and always gives us, friendly greetings when we come into the neighborhoods, and we definitely greatly appreciate that. I can say that there have been 3 significant events of crime in the area within the last 6 weeks that I'm aware of, but the department's quick response and saturation in the area allowed us to quickly identify all parties involved, and the subjects involved were in fact arrested, and the community was rendered safe. I've spoken with our directed team officers who have continued to conduct patrols through the neighborhoods, reference the complaints of speeding on Parton Street and 10th Street through the neighborhoods, as well as graffiti. Our cult teams have been out also proactively helping our homeless get shelter through our Link facility and our CityNet facility. I have no significant events to report at this time, reference anything that's been going on within the last couple of weeks though.
Corporal, one of our neighbors, Bianca, lives right on the corner of 10th and Parton, and her Ring camera captures a lot of the traffic activity that happens there. And 3 times already, she's captured people doing donuts there in that area. We've shared those videos with traffic
Last night again
engineering,
at
but
3:30, 3:36, we woke up to that again last night.
last night.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the good thing about the Ring cameras is that that data can be saved and sent to our traffic department. Unfortunately, the officers cannot enforce vehicle code violations unless it is witnessed by an officer, but we can definitely respond to the area to show a presence and eliminate that activity. So a number of things can take place. I know that you have been in contact with Sergeant Shin, reference complaints. At any time, obviously, you can call the non-emergency number to get an officer to respond out at the time of the occurrence of the incident. But you can also contact our dispatch non-emergency number to request patrol checks during the time frame in which those incidents are most frequently occurring.
Okay. Do you happen to know the number to the non-emergency dispatch line?
I do. It's 714-245-8665.
Okay. Just to have that handy. No, and that's good to know. We are working with Santa Ana Traffic Engineering to provide them anecdotal and, quantitative data like the videos that are being captured, so that we can develop a more long-term solution, whether it be a speed pads or a roundabout in that intersection, something to further deter that activity.
I am familiar with the fact that in the Logan area on Washington between Santiago and Lincoln, they have put some of those rubber raised speed bumps. That might be an option for that area as well. I'm not sure if that has been addressed.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, it's just something that we have to stay on top of. We have expressed our concern to traffic engineering, and it's just a matter of following up with them and seeing what some of the next steps are.
Yes, and of course, there is a lot of research and tracking and data that is collected. So it's unfortunately not a quick process, but once the process is started, they don't just halt it for no reason. They will continue to finish the research.
Okay, that's great. I think
There are different cars every time, just so you guys know. Like last night was a dark colored sedan. Other times it's been a white colored sedan. So I'll continue sharing the videos and we'll keep track of what times they're occurring.
I imagine it must be local people, because how would they know that that intersection is wide enough for that?
Well, unfortunately, in today's era, a lot of the speeding crews and racing crews, they share information on social media sites. So when they find an area that they particularly like to drive in, they share it. That is why we have our steered team, which is directly out in the field targeting those groups. They have access through other channels that they track that activity, and they frequently patrol check the areas in which those the crews are sharing the information of where they like to gather.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for the update, and we'll follow up on our end as well. Any other questions for Corporal Kirkpatrick?
I had one. You referenced 3 incidents in the last 6 weeks that were significant. Can you share more about what those incidences were?
Yes, we did have a shooting that occurred on Spurgeon. It was about 6 weeks ago, but the subjects and the weapons used in the incident were located and recovered, and the subjects were arrested. We had an assault that was reported on Sycamore, and again, the subject was located and arrested. And we also had a report of juveniles seen with a handgun that were also contacted and arrested and taken into custody.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay, well, thank you, Corporal, and we appreciate you joining these meetings.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so next up is we're doing a quick recap of our Dia del Nino Children's Day celebration. And in our last meeting, we were exploring the possibility of postponing this event, but there was such great enthusiasm and encouragement from many of the partners, especially St. Peter, that we did move forward with the event. And I will say, even though it was a smaller scale celebration this year, it really is one of my favorite that we have done, and we received quite a bit of positive feedback. So the event was held Saturday, April 30th at St. Peter. They've been such a great partner of ours, letting us host the event. And what was unique about our celebration is that everything was free and complimentary to the children, versus others that were going on in the city. There were vendors and that sort of thing, but ours, we really focused on providing the funnest celebration for kids from small age, up to teens. We had activities for everyone. At the right, we did a little, everybody checked in, and we had asked them if they wanted to share their information so that we could stay in contact with them for future events and activities that we have in the neighborhood. But we also gave every child a little bingo sheet or loteria. And so these are all the partners that participated with us. Just wanted to recognize them now. The County Project, St. Peter Lutheran Church, AT&T Hacemos, Santa Ana Public Works, Hive, the after-school program at St. Peter, Santa Ana Parks and Rec, Santa Ana Police Department, who really I have to say, blew us away. They came with a toy for every single child. And that was a real surprise for us and for all of the kids involved. So they really were a hit and a favorite. Lutheran Church Services and XP League Esports. They brought a really cool gaming stations for all the kids to play. So I'll share a few pictures. It's always fun to look at pictures. So this is the check-in area where everybody checked in. I think folks are open to providing their information just to stay in contact with us. And then it's great to know, we also asked how many children they had and their ages. So it's good for us for future events to gauge, you know, should we scale some of the events for younger kids or older? And then you see our tent and our table cover. It's great that we've been able to use this now for a few events. And here are just some of the activities. St. Peter sponsored a DJ and he was a lot of fun. He did games with the kids. We had a bounce house, face painting. Adriana Martinez, she's an artist, a local artist in Santa Ana, and she did a really great project of mask making. And what she does is she takes found material, so cardboard, paper, anything that is a found recyclable material, and then kids, depending on how they feel, will create a mask reflective of how they're feeling at the moment. So that was a very popular activity. And then the other area that was really busy is our XP League. In one of the meeting rooms of St. Peter, they had laptops set up and kids could play Minecraft and other games. And they could also learn about some of the other coding and computer programs that they have. And these are just some overall pictures of some of the booths and the activity. Bianca and Fabi, would you like to share any thoughts on the event?
Well, sorry, go Bianca.
I was just gonna say it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but I was exhausted in the best way possible. It was so much fun seeing the families smiling, eating their snow cones, and just enjoying the day.
I agree. Yeah, I didn't have a photo. I know our photographer is still putting the photos together, but we did provide all of the kids with pizza, agua fresca, snow cones. The snow cones were a huge hit. I'd love to see us do that for a future event, even if it's not a big festival like this. Fabi, did you have any thoughts?
Oh, I wasn't able to stay for the event, but I helped. Me and my husband just helped and set up.
Yes, thank you. We had a great set of volunteers in the morning, and then we had a second wave of volunteers come at night, sorry, in the afternoon to clean up. And I think that really worked out. So thank you, Fabi, for your time in the morning. And thank you, Alyssa, also for all of your help putting this event together. There's a lot of coordination involved. We also want to recognize the Santa Ana Arts and Culture Program. They provided a grant that paid for quite a bit of the cost for the event. So we'd like to recognize and thank them, and hoping that this is now an annual partnership that we can participate in and bring to the community. Something new about this event versus last year is we did move it up to the traditional day of Dia del Nino, which is April 30th versus June. And I think the timing worked really well. What are the thoughts of keeping it to April 30th for next year?
I liked it. It wasn't too hot. It was nice, but it wasn't too hot. So that was good.
I agree too. We can keep it on April 30th.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And I agree. It tends to get much hotter in June. Okay, great. Well, thank you everyone for your time, your volunteering, and it was just a great event. And Corporal Kirkpatrick, please thank, we sent a thank you note, but just know that I think that was one of the highlights of for the kids is being able to receive a toy that day.
That's great. I will pass along the word. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, and on to the next event. We have our neighborhood dumpster day scheduled for Saturday, June 4th, garage sale weekend. So it's 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and we're always looking for volunteers. You know, it's the last end of the year, and we know many students are in need of volunteer school hours. So let us know if you'd like to participate, but we'll have, the main focus is to have the 2 dumpsters out there, and then people kind of at their own leisure go and fill it up with anything that they would like to recycle, get rid of. And then again, that's from 9 to 12 noon. I did want to provide just a quick update. So last meeting, our council member, Jonathan Hernandez, joined us, and he gave us the great news that the empty lot on the corner of 10th and Flower is not only slated to become future park space, but now things are moving forward for that. He's organizing feedback sessions with the community so that the community can put together wish lists and express what they would like to see in a park space. And the first feedback session will be held, he's organizing it at Willard Intermediate. They're still working on a date, so as soon as that's been finalized, we will share it with everyone. But that's very exciting to hear that now things are moving along for this space to become a park in the near future. And as far as the date, you know, these are like one of the projects that take quite a bit of time. And Councilmember Hernandez said, you know, by 2024, that's the goal date for completion. So great to see that we're doing community feedback here to start it all off. I did want to give an update regarding a grant program that we submitted for. We did this in partnership with Santa Ana Active Streets. They're a great partner of ours. And it is a grant that will, we're calling it Willard Safe Streets. And it's a grant that will highlight the need for traffic safety in the Willard community. We're a high pedestrian traffic community, coupled with the fact that it's a thoroughfare heading into the Civic Center area. So lots of vehicle traffic combined with lots of pedestrian traffic can create just a lot of opportunity for things to go wrong. So the purpose of this grant is to create an event. It'll be a community fair with music, fun things for the kids, but we'll also do some activities that highlight the intersections of most concern. We're going to do like a little walking tour around Willard Intermediate to highlight some of the key areas of concern in the community. And it's slated for August. As soon as we hear back on the results of the grant, we will share out a date. But if you're interested in helping volunteer, helping organize for the event, please let us know, and we can really use the help on this particular activity. Okay. There is one more grant that we had applied for. It's the, Alyssa, I can't remember the name of the organization. It is a grant that provides funding for organizations that help promote the vaccine and COVID education. And so in partnership with County Project, who participated in our Dia del Nino event, we applied for the grant, but there's a caveat that the event must happen by the end of May. And so things didn't work out with the date. So we're going to push our event to a June date. We're still looking at possible dates, but we're planning to do a skate clinic for the kids. What we saw at Dia del Nino is quite a few older kids come by. And so we want to do an event just for them. We know with Willard Intermediate being such a central part of our community, there are a lot of kids that skateboard around here. So the goal of that event is to not only create a sense of community for kids of that age, of teenage, but also, give them the skills and provide mentorship. County Project has a great connection with a lot of skate shops, a lot of professional skateboarders. So they're working to bring out a couple of those folks to provide mentorship to the local youth in our community. So as soon as more of those details are locked in, we will share them out. And the last thing we have is save the date for our next meeting. It's slated for Monday, June 13th. We try to do our meetings the second Monday of the month. And the goal is to do this in person. So we're looking at a couple of spots, whether we do it indoor or outdoor, but as soon as we finalize those dates, we will share them out. But the goal is to meet in person. Most of the community members here in Willard are Hispanic, Latino, and there's nothing like, we all had to learn Zoom calls, but there's nothing like meeting in person and creating that sense of community. So we're very excited about that. Any other topics we would like to bring up or questions, comments?
As always, thank you, Irene, for always spearheading this and taking the lead.
Thank you. No, thank you. I think we all stepped up and put in some extra time this month. So I hope the community really appreciates it. And I look forward to a really great spring and summer season coming up. Okay, with that, we'll conclude our meeting. Thank you all for your time.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good one.